Welcome to North Freeway Hyundai, Houston's #1 premier Hyundai dealership. Today we're pleased to bring you yet another one of Hyundai's exquisite new models. For more information about any of our inventory, visit northfreewayhyundai.com or come visit us at our brand new location on Interstate 45 North in Spring, Texas. So now, without any further ado, our feature presentation. Well, good afternoon and welcome everyone. Today's review has now brought us here for a much more up-close and personal encounter with the 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe GLS. And now, with all of that being said, this is going to be a complete and in-depth review of the Santa Fe, and this does entail a complete startup and overview of the engine, as well as a good look at many of the unique and notable styling cues and multiple features, technologies, and creature comforts that now make up this newly revised and rejuvenated version of Hyundai's popular full-size SUV. And so, bearing all that new information in mind, let's go ahead and climb aboard and we'll check it out. To begin with, our nicely equipped GLS front-wheel drive tester today is wearing the Beckett's black metallic exterior. Our particular tester today is also sporting the available premium option group, features of which we'll cover throughout their appropriate times during the review. Now, as the first of those options on the premium group list is Hyundai's proximity key. Normally, the Santa Fe will come with a standard switchblade style key with all of your basic remote functions as standard equipment. However, for the proximity key, they've provided their newly black piano veneer finished key fob, which simply provides complete remote-free access into the vehicle along with a standard push-button ignition. Gaining entry into the Santa Fe is as simple as having the key fob anywhere on your person, such as I've just placed it here in my pocket. And as you just saw, just a moment ago, we just unlocked the Santa Fe. And both the locking and unlocking is done through the large rectangular buttons hidden flushly into the two front chrome-plated door handles. To lock and unlock, just simply hit it once. One beep indicates the vehicle's locked, hit it again. And two beeps indicates the vehicle's now unlocked. And beautifully contrasting the depth and shine of this Beckett's black metallic exterior, our particular vehicle's interior has been fully upgraded in a standard premium gray perforated leather. The standard Santa Fe GLS with the available Package 1 will come with Yes Essentials cloth stain-resistant seats, but the premium options group adds these perforated leather seats as optional equipment. Now, to start this particular Santa Fe with the proximity key fob is very simple. All you have to do is have the standard key fob anywhere within the vehicle, then put your foot on the brake, then simply locate and hit this beautiful silver and black piano veneer and illuminated engine start button in the dash to fire up the engine. A beautiful smooth startup from that 3.3-liter gas direct injected V6. Now, although the GLS is the most basic trim level for the Santa Fe lineup in terms of their 7-passenger version of this vehicle, it still does come with a lot more upscale features like you might expect on a much more premium SUV. For a start, Hyundai has now provided their full electric assist rack and pinion power steering with an extremely fluid motion in the steering wheel itself. And speaking of the steering wheel, it's a full leather-trimmed 3-spoke multi-function design with all of your different buttons for various electronic creature comforts throughout the vehicle, multiple accents of dark painted silver, a soft grain airbag here in the front cover, along with a nice soft and supple exterior rim. Got beautiful soft grip extensions up top, and also nice thick stitching running around the full interior rim of the wheel. And along with that newly revised gas direct injected V6 for all trim levels of the 7-passenger Santa Fe comes Hyundai's electronically controlled 6-speed Shift-tronic automatic transmission as the only available transmission choice for both trim levels. Also comes with manual shifting capabilities. Just pull back to go down a gear and push forward to go up a gear. Now, even though our vehicle does only have a small 5-inch touchscreen display, it does actually come with a reverse backup camera as optional equipment. So just put the car in reverse, and as you can see, a small backup camera appears. Also, as you can see, both the 5-passenger and 7-passenger versions of the Santa Fe come standard with electronic child protective safety locks, which automatically lock the vehicle once the car is put into gear and will only unlock the vehicle once the car is put back into park and it's safe to exit the vehicle. Now, in our particular tester today, only the driver's side window is automatic in both directions. And once you close the door to the Santa Fe with the proximity key fob in your possession, you can hear the vehicle generates an audible exterior chime to let you know it's lost detection of its proximity key fob. Now, unlike the 5-passenger variant of the Santa Fe, which is known as the Santa Fe Sport, which carries 2 more fuel-efficient 4-cylinder power plants as their engine choices, the 7-passenger variant of the Santa Fe comes with only 1 standard engine and transmission choice. Raising the hood of our tester vehicle today, we find Hyundai's corporate 3.3-liter dual overhead cam, 24-valve, gasoline direct fuel injected V6 equipped with dual continuous variable valve timing. All put together, it produces a healthy 290 horsepower and 252 pound-feet of torque. In our GLS front-wheel drive tester today, we have an EPA miles per gallon estimate of 18 miles per gallon city and 25 miles per gallon on the interstate highway. If equipped with the electronic onboard all-wheel drive system, expect to see a miles per gallon rating of about 2 to 3 miles per gallon less than the front-wheel drive tester we have here. And now let's see about a few revs of that 3.3-liter engine and see what kind of soundtrack she produces. It's got a 3,500 RPM rev limiter when stationary. Nevertheless, a very smooth and very creamy power delivery from that potent V6. And with all that being done, let's go ahead and turn on the headlights. You do have the option of them being automatic, as well as turn on the standard fog lights and the hazard lights as usual. And now let's take this brief opportunity to take a walk around to the exterior of the Santa Fe. Starting at the front of the vehicle here, we have these beautiful chrome and black bezeled halogen projector headlights with a much more squared off projector housing for the main bulb. Wide mouth chrome accented front grille. You have sort of 2 color shades to the chrome here. At the back of the grille you have a much more dark chrome accent, and at the front it's the much more shiny, much brighter chrome appearance. Now, as standard equipment on our particular GLS tester today, we have the standard set of 18-inch dark gray painted and polished aluminum alloy wheels. You can see the dark gray painted portions of the inner spokes here with a nice hyper silver forged finish around the exterior portion and accenting each of the spokes. As part of the optional premium options group here, we have these LED monochromatic turn signal equipped mirrors, intermittently timed rain sensing wipers, as stated before, it comes standard with chrome plated door handles. Now, unlike the old Santa Fe, which stopped in about 2012, the new Santa Fe actually has two separate designs for both its 5-passenger and 7-passenger variants. For the 7-passenger variant back here, we have these much larger, much more curvaceous rear halogen taillights with a much more swooping and rounded appearance to the back end of the vehicle. The Santa Fe Sport kind of cuts off right about where the rear doors would end on this particular vehicle, and it has a little bit more of a robust and sporty appearance compared to this one. You've got dual chrome tipped exhaust, you can see your rear-mounted camera just underneath the Hyundai logo. Rear-mounted windscreen wiper, as well as rear heating defrosting glass, and a small integrated rear deck lid spoiler with third LED brake light. Got your color-matched shark fin antenna up top for the XM and Sirius satellite radio. Now, one of the things that's definitely worth mentioning about the Santa Fe is that it is Hyundai's, or one of Hyundai's, most awarded vehicles ever. Recently, within at least the past couple of years, for 2013 and 2014, ever since this new design came out, the Santa Fe has won multiple awards. As you saw on the Maroni sticker, this car won Motor Week's 2014 Car of the Year award. It's also won several quality awards, and it's also won things such as the Best Certified Pre-Owned Vehicle Award as well, all through their various award-winning companies respectively. Overall, an absolutely gorgeous shape for a full-size SUV. But now that we've had a good look around the exterior of the Santa Fe 7-passenger, let's go ahead and take a better look at the interior. As stated previously, our particular tester's interior has been fully upgraded with the Premium Options Group gray perforated leather interior. We've got a fully power adjustable power driver's seat. The passenger seat is also power adjustable. You got power recline, power distance, and also multi-way power lumbar support. Standard drink holders down here in the door. All 4 of the doors have these. And as you would expect with a more luxury vehicle like this, you do have plentiful amounts of powered amenities, including all power windows, including an automatic one-touch driver's side window, your power door locks and window locks, as well as your power assisted mirrors. Over here, just to the left of your leather-wrapped, manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel, you have your traction control, hill descent control, and hill start assist, and also instrument illumination, and also the standard blind spot monitoring system as a part of the premium options group. Also over here you have your active eco button, but we've touched on that several times before. Also for the blind spot monitoring system, we didn't really see it before, but there's a small icon located just up here in the upper left-hand corner of the mirror. If you look very carefully, you'll be able to see it. But basically, as you're driving along, that little icon will illuminate if there is a vehicle, say, right smack dab in your blind spot, which is about the 3/4 part of this vehicle. The door closes with a nice big authoritative thunk. And once you step into the interior of the Santa Fe, you're immediately surrounded by a much more luxurious interior than the outgoing model. The outgoing model was sort of criticized for being plasticky and sort of cheap feeling when it came to interior materials. But as far as aesthetics go in here, all of the materials in here do not seem of very hard quality. As a matter of fact, the dashboard actually has quite a bit of give to it, and it's got this nice sort of medium grain leatherette style material here for the dash. You've got a nice soft and much more smaller grain tan material here for your airbag cover for the passenger side. This sort of carbon fiber like plastic trim right here. And overall, a very nice soft textured feel to the dashboard and materials. Here in the center console, you have all of your different black plastic painted pieces, an extension of the soft grain material down here, and also a much more harder grain material going down here into the center console, all wrapped into a beautiful sculpted and much more driver focused package than the sort of slab fronted dashboard that was in the older one. Now, speaking of the center console, the GLS, of course, not being the most loaded available trim level, still does come with quite a few amenities that would probably otherwise be left out on a vehicle of about the same price tag. For starters, you have a premium audio system. Of course, as you can see, you have standard AM and FM radio, but if you hit the radio button again, it takes you straight to your Sirius XM satellite radio subscription. Now, as far as other things available on this small 4.2-inch touchscreen, you have your media display, you also have your hands-free phone, your clock, radio scanning, and also vehicle setup. And also up here by the CD player, you have a small button that's labeled DISP, or display, and you can actually turn the standard display off if you don't wish to view the clock or anything. As you can see. Up here at the top of the dash, you also have a small little compartment. This is used for things like sunglasses storage and so on. It's big enough you can fit things like maybe a modern iPhone or a bigger Samsung tablet kind of phone up there. And moving down, this vehicle also has one additional feature added thanks to, again, the premium options group, and that is a new computerized dual zone climate control system that will otherwise be left out on, say, like a package 1 GLS Santa Fe 7-passenger. What we've got here is the air conditioning introduction. You also have your different climate modes and zones. You have your dual mode, so you can take control of the temperatures independently. Or if you turn the dual mode off, you can see that they both will change simultaneously. Down here in the middle, you have your automatic AC, the availability to turn the AC off, your fan speed here in the middle, and also dual temperature controls on the left and right hand side of the fan knob. Over here, you've also got rear air conditioning controls, and I'll show you those here in a minute, air conditioning recycling, and front and rear defroster. And one of the additional features of this particular dual zone system is that it comes with Hyundai's clean air purification, and also ionization system. Now, in plain English, basically what this does is it gets rid of any allergens or any nasty sort of particles that would otherwise be floating around in the interior of the vehicle. Therefore, you get the cleanest, most pure air to actually breathe when the air conditioning is actually on. And it will also sort of dehumidify the interior as well, so it won't be as hot or sticky like if you had one of those triple-digit humid days that we have here in the Houston area. Now moving down the center console, you have things like your 3-stage heated seats, due to the fact that these seats are leather. You have a beautiful black piano veneer surround for your gear shifter, accented by dark silver, a full leather wrap shift knob with more of the black piano veneer accent, a little bit more of the polished silver here at the base, all with a nice stitching here on the back, and a beautiful leatherette shifter boot down here front and center. Now in sort of your floating cubby hole back here, and I'll move this out of the way for a second, you can see that it has iPod auxiliary and USB inputs as standard equipment. This is standard on pretty much any vehicle in Hyundai's lineup. You've also got two 12-volt, 120-watt outlets located just down here. And also here at the back you have dual cup holders. Also a leather-bound center console, providing excellent storage with a removable little tray. All with a nice firm, much more beautiful stitch touch to it. And looking up, even though our vehicle does not have a power-assisted sunroof, you still have a few little amenities. You have your standard map lights. You can activate the door lights as well. You also have a power rear lifting tailgate, which we'll show you that here in a minute. You've also got your sunglasses holder, and also illuminated vanity mirrors. Over here on the door, just to touch on it real quick, you also have more of the soft grain material here. You have a little bit more of a harder touch to that smaller grain material we saw before, but a nice leather padded and stitched door armrest here, and a much nicer quality feel to the materials. Also a nice dark silver satin finish here front and center. And over here on the left, just to touch on it real quick, you can turn on or off the blind spot monitoring system. You also have your traction control and hill start assist, and that's basically what would normally be on like a 4-wheel drive vehicle. But if you were to turn that on, basically if you're going down a steep incline or anything like that, the vehicle will then sense it and distribute power to whichever wheel needs it most. Also, you have your active eco button, which basically in plain English allows the vehicle to drive at its most fuel efficient with the active eco mode on. Now, if you drive like a hooligan, the vehicle will then sense that and turn the active economy mode off while you have your foot down, say if you're passing another vehicle or so on. But if you're just cruising along the freeway at about 60 miles an hour or so, you'll definitely be getting closer to that 25 mile per gallon fuel mark. Also here on the steering wheel, before we exit, you have all of your different driving creature comforts. You have all of your controls for your center screen up top. Just use the little tab page. You can change different things such as the radio power, services, and also vehicle settings. And also you have a 3-mode driving mode system. Now as you can see, it says normal now. Hit it again. You can turn it into a sport in which it glows orange, so that really tightens the steering, makes it a little bit more sharp and a little more precise. Hit it again. And that puts it in the comfort setting, which basically is the most eco-friendly and a little bit more of a relaxed, not so much lazy steering system. Go ahead and put it back in normal. And also, that's along with all of your cruise control buttons, your hands-free Bluetooth and voice command, and all of your radio functions as well. Overall, the new Santa Fe definitely provides a plentiful amount of options for the price tag. And with all that in mind, let's go ahead and turn off the engine. And once you do, if you remember, we have that standard ignition chime that'll play a sort of different tone once you turn the vehicle off, though. And the vehicle even tells you goodbye. So with all of that being done, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the features of our Santa Fe. Now, as stated, the Santa Fe can come in either 7 or 5 passenger configurations. Again, the one we have today is the much larger, longer wheelbase 7-passenger vehicle. You have a small Santa Fe logo embedded in each one of the door handles. Again, more of the soft grain material, and another part of the premium package is also the manual lifting sunshades for the rear passenger. Now, getting access to the 3rd row of seats is actually quite simple. You can just pull up on the lever here. As you can see, the seat folds completely flat, and as you can see, even though we have the seats folded in the floor, the 3rd row of seats automatically folds right up. Just pull on the cord right here. And stepping into the rear passenger compartment of the 7-passenger Santa Fe, it's typically what you'd expect of a big SUV. You have plentiful amounts of space between you and the front driver and the passenger. And also here in the middle, you have a full leather-bound center console, dual cup holders here in the middle, all wrapped in a nice piece of leather, and a definite soft yet somewhat firm sort of feel to the seats overall, but definitely comfortable nonetheless. Also, you have small little air conditioning vents hidden just inside the B pillars here on the door. They're also fully adjustable. Now, as one of the final options on our Santa Fe GLS tester today is an actual power-assisted liftgate. You can either access it through the trigger just underneath the Hyundai logo on the back of the vehicle, or just hold down the specified button on the remote. And this is actually a feature that's more standard equipment on things such as the limited trim level, but thanks to the premium options group, it's available now on GLS. Now, as you can see, we've gone ahead and put the third row seats up. So as you can see, it's not what you would call commodious when it comes to a 7-passenger vehicle. However, the seats do fold completely and totally flat. You just pull the cord, and as you can see, they fold completely flat right into the back of the floor. And once you fold them down, the trunk really opens up in terms of actual space. Now, gaining access into the third row of seats from the passenger side of the right rear of the vehicle, you can see you just pull up on the lever, seat folds all the way forward, and allows you access into the third row of seats. Now, if you're a bit more long-legged like myself, you can easily step in. However, the seats are sturdy enough that if you were to not have the greatest ease of entry into the back, nevertheless, you can still gain access no problem. Now, as far as legroom and headroom goes back here, you might be a little bit cramped if you're a little bit more of a taller person like me, but nevertheless, it's still quite comfortable to get to. Also, the third row seats is now 40-20-40 split fold, so you have this little console here in the middle, and that'll automatically fold away from the left rear passenger seat and give you a nice little access for things like, say, a pair of skis or so on. There have actually been people that have put things like a large bicycle in between this row of seats here, with the frame and pedals sitting right about here. Now, I did mention the vehicle does have rear air conditioning controls, and they're located right here on the right rear passenger side of the vehicle. You can see you've got different climate zones, temperature knob, and also on and off button. Also your fan speed nonetheless. Go ahead and fold this back up. As you can see, it locks right into place. And it's actually not too difficult to actually get out of the vehicle from the third row of seats. If you want to fold the seat back up, just lift on the trigger, fold up. It can be a bit of a faff because the seats are a bit heavy. Now, normally the people who would buy an SUV like this would normally be a pretty good sized family. So therefore, most people would be concerned about safety with this vehicle. And along with a 5-star front impact safety rating, the vehicle also does come with several additional onboard safety features, including an entire array of airbags, including dual stage front impact, side curtain, and side impact airbags, and also, as a first for Santa Fe, is also a driver's knee mounted airbag hidden just underneath the steering wheel. Also, you have electronic stability control, ABS, and as I mentioned earlier, the hill start and hill braking assist. Now, stepping into the passenger side of the Santa Fe, it's typically what you'd expect of a big SUV. Lots of legroom, you can stretch out nice and easy, and you've got a nice big size glove box here, plentiful storage capabilities. It's not lined with felt, and it is a little bit more hard to the touch. But overall, the new Santa Fe definitely feels very well screwed together. For a family of about you know, maybe 3 kids or more and a mom and a dad, the Santa Fe definitely will accommodate all of your family's needs. All wrapped up in a very beautiful and stylish package with very decent fuel economy for a full-size V6 powered SUV.